I'm the catch for cut in 60 seconds. Screech! I'm Vin Diesel. Fast and Furious. What kind of horsepower you got under that hood there, bro?
I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
Right, but that doesn't really answer my question.
Nitrous can be dangerous if it's ignited.
Thanks for the science lesson there, Einstein, but you're not comprehending me, really.
1970 Dodge Charger.
I can see that with my eyes. Right.
I miss Brian. Brian was awesome.
Who was I hope you get hit by a truck, you dipshit.
I eat trucks for breakfast, pussy.
Harsh toke, bro.
What up, YouTube? Welcome to Between Two Beards. I'm Justin, aka Dubb.
I'm Ryan.
And today we are super excited, super anxious to bring you a new mod. Well, it's been out for a couple.
It's been out for a couple months, but you know it's fairly new to us.
It's
so.
fucking awesome, though,
yeah.
guys. It is the Rev GTS by REVTECH.
Yep.
Okay.
They're as far as we know, a relatively newer company. They didn't send us these; we bought them, but they are amazing. So we're not going to waste any time. We're going to go down close and
Let's get inside of them,
show you. I'm not going to go over everything in the menu because it's there's a lot, but it's super easy to get through. So we're going to do that, and then we'll be right back and talk about it. All right, guys, here's going to be a real quick up close with the Rev GTS by REVTECH. It comes in this really nice, colorful box. Yeah, you slide this little sleeve over here, and then this guy flips up. Right here, you're going to have your user's manual and a little quality pass card, and then up here, you're actually going to have this little keychain. So that's kind of cool. I mean, if you want to put that on your keys, I'm not going to, but whatever. Also in the box, you have your USB charge and data transfer cable. This mod is firmware upgradable. I've actually done 2 upgrades to mine, so I'm rocking the newest update right now. But anyway, then yeah, here we have the mod itself. I have the red one, which is just this beautiful kind of matte, anodized, almost metallic looking. It's not going to come through on the camera at all. But then Dubb has the blue one. So yeah, these things look amazing. But anyway, yeah, so you've got your big, beautiful, bright screen that's going to pick up reflections on all the lights. And then up here, you've got your 510 spring-loaded 510 pin. I've had no issues whatsoever with that. And then, yeah, you've got your fire button here, your up and down adjustment buttons, and then your menu button. I'll go over that here in just a minute. On the back is your battery door. You've got a little bit of venting on there, and then nothing on that side. To get your battery door off, there's a little thumbnail tab here. Just pull it right off, and it's held on with 3 very strong magnets. One thing I have noticed is there is a little bit of movement here. It's not crazy bad, but it does move a little bit, so you know, keep that in mind. But yeah, the other thing, and I'll go over this more later, but you can't really use the custom wrapped batteries, and again, I'll explain that later. But regardless, anyway. So yeah, so to turn the mod on, it's 5 clicks, and then it brings you up to your home screen. Now, before I did the update, you could hit the menu button, just short press it, and it would change the colors of this ring around the screen. Since the 2.8 update, you can't do that anymore. So to get into your menu, you just hold that button down for a couple seconds, and that brings you right into the menu. And then you've got power mode, bypass. They just added this feature on the newest update is VPC and VTC. They actually have a power and temperature curve mode now. Now you can go down here to your color mode, hit your fire button, and then you can switch the screen, the color for the actual lights on the screen. So that's how you have to do that now. No more short pressing the menu button. So just wanted to throw that out there. But yeah, there's all kinds of awesome looking colors. And yeah, I really dig that. But anyway, hit the fire button to go back one. They also added a puff clear that wasn't in there before. And then you go down here to dashboard, and you can actually change the way the home screen looks. So if you hit the down button, and you'll see it'll cycle through the dashboards. Now when you get this out of the box, well, when I got mine out of the box, it only had 2 options. I did the firmware update, and now there's 5. And then they've been advertising like crazy that they've got several more coming out, so I'm super excited about that. But anyway, click the fire button again to save that. And then you've got display mode. Go in there, and it gives you 10 seconds, 20 seconds, or 60 seconds. They also did away with the always on function, which is great because that was just draining people's batteries. So anyway, go back out of there. You've got your brightness setting. You've got a time setting for a clock. I have my clock actually turned off right now, but it basically will come on when your screen times out. It'll go to a analog looking clock with the hour hand up here and the second hand down here, which is pretty cool. You got a factory reset and then power off, and that's how you turn the mod off. So I'm going to go to no. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the menu system. I'm not going to go through all the menu functions, but all your temp controls there, your stainless steel, nickel, and titanium, and then obviously your regular wattage mode. And then yeah, if you hit the menu button again for 2 seconds, it'll back you back out. There we go, to the main screen. And yeah, there's kind of a lot of info on here, but it's so nicely laid out that it's not, cluttered or anything. They've got the whole car theme going on here, and we're big fans of this. Like, it just looks super cool. So as you fire the mod, you can actually see this hand will go up to your wattage that you have set, and then down here it'll give you a second counter of how long your puff is. Here's your battery, your dual battery readers. Now, the yellow parts here, they start out green when your batteries are fresh, and then as your batteries go down, they turn yellow, and then when they get so far, those actually will turn red, so that's kind of cool. And then right here, you've got your applied voltage, your applied amperage, and your resistance reading. It's kind of hard to see, but I'm trying to keep the glare off of this super bright, glossy screen. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, it's a very simple mod. The menu has a lot of options, but it's really easy to navigate. And yeah, let's go ahead and get back out and talk about it.
All right, guys, that was the up close of the Rev GTS 230 watt mod by REVTECH.
Yeah, and as I said earlier, I'm pretty sure they're a fairly new company. I mean, they came out with three really cool looking mods. They've got the GTS, the Nitro, which we don't have, and the Sport, which we don't have. But they came out swinging because this thing is phenomenal.
Yeah,
I love this mod.
It's pretty sweet.
I mean, I want to go right into my pros. It's comfortable. It's got some weight to it. It's a bigger. The GTS is a bigger mod. I think the other ones are smaller. Haven't used them, but
rumor is that the Nitro is like one of the most
ergonomic. Yeah, I really want to get my hands on that mod. But anyway, this one it's big, but it's not like crazy big, and it just fits in your hand really nice, and it's got some really nice sexy curves on it, and
it's very comfortable to hold. Once again, and this might, because I believe they're a British,
something like that,
like a British company. So maybe that's why they have it on the wrong side once again.
right.
They drive on the wrong side of the road. Right. So, yeah, that's kind of a little con of mine, but that's a con on any mod that is like that.
The screen is what he's talking about. If you fire it with your finger screen, which is awesome and beautiful and cool, where it revs up in your palm, can't see it at all. So that's a thing. But yeah, the battery life is pretty good. It's not amazing. It's not bad. It's pretty good. To
give you some context on that, I was vaping this the last 2 weeks with my Watofo flow tank on here, my sub-ohm tank on here, right at about, I'd say, anywhere between 44 and about 48 watts, give or take. And I was getting a solid average of about 11 hours out of it. One day I'd get 12, another day I'd only get 10. So 11 is right about the sweet spot. So it's obviously sufficient.
Right.
It's just not Minikin Reborn.
Right. Again, it's not bad. I've been primarily using my Bravo on it. and that's one thing I will admit, this thing is a powerful mod. With most of the other mods I was using the Bravo on, I was vaping at like 70 watts. This one was like 60, 63 watts. It was just, it was hitting really hard. But anyway, at the 63 watt mark, I was getting like 9.5 to 10 hours. So I'm good with that. Like that's perfectly fine with me. The finish is beautiful. You saw up close, he's got the blue one, I've got the red one. And it's just this really cool kind of metallic pearlescent matte kind of finish.
And it's got a nice like black chrome trim all the way around it. Like I said, guys, you hold it, and this thing just screams
quality. Yeah.
I haven't had too many issues out of it, but I do have some cons.
I mean, yeah. I like the texture on the battery door. It's got this cool, like, almost diamond tread feel to it. It's just kind of cool. I'm with you. I love the black chrome. It's not black, but it's, you know, it's shiny black. I don't know how else to describe it.
It's like a black chrome rim.
The finish is holding up extremely well.
Yep.
Been bouncing around a cup holder. I have dropped mine twice, and once was in a gravel pit, and it scratched the screen a little bit, but it didn't take any paint off of the bottom. Yeah, it did. One little chip. But anyway, anything's going to chip when you drop it in gravel. It's holding up incredibly well, yeah. I like the screen. It's fun. I mean, if you're not really a car person, I'm not a huge car guy, but I do like cars. So this does appeal to me in a big way. It's not cluttered though. Like there's a lot on there, but it's not done in a way to where it's like, oh God, there's too much on the screen. Like the way it's laid out.
That's one thing. Speaking on the screen too, it is a big screen, guys. Like this thing is probably one of the biggest screens I've ever seen.
It takes up like 80% of the front of the mod, which is super cool. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I said, it's solid. I really like like I said, you pretty much covered most of the pros for me.
Yeah, I
mean, I said, this thing is just straight up sweet. But I feel like we should get into some of the cons real quick here. All right, one of my biggest cons right out the gate, and this might not matter to a lot of people, but me personally, this thing is so unstable.
It's kind of top heavy, and it kind of wobbles when you sit it down.
And it worries me a little bit because if it falls on this side with the way that fire button sticks out, it will fire. Because there's enough weight on the mod that it will.
So you got to kind of keep your eye on that for sure.
Yeah.
The battery door moves kind of a lot. It's not the worst I've seen, but you can hear that. It moves. It moves quite a bit. I mentioned it in the up close, and I want to go into that a little more. The battery door, the battery tray itself is such, the tolerances are so tight that I've been using batteries with like custom, like I'd print off pictures and put them behind clear wraps and stuff for a long time now. I can't use those on here because they're just thick enough to where it makes the door wobble. It doesn't just move, it wobbles. So I had to go back to normal batteries.
You got to seat them in there for sure.
Yeah.
And it's a shame because this thing's got big, fat magnets.
The magnets are fantastic.
And it's even got this little guide bar to where it's supposed to help. And I'm sorry, I've seen so many reviewers already say, like, there's no battery wiggle on door. Bullshit. I'm calling it bullshit.
Your guys' don't move at all, that's cool. We obviously got two that do, because both of ours move about the same amount. Again, I've got custom wrap batteries in here right now, and it's fitting kind of poorly.
See,
but before we get a bunch of trolls, they're like, well, why didn't you put normal battery? Well, he's got normal battery wraps on his.
No, it's not bad, but it's still...
It moves.
It's still there a little bit.
It's there.
It's not so bad that I notice it when I'm firing it, when I'm holding it, or anything else.
Right.
It's only when I just notice, like, oh, it wiggles a little bit, you know, for reviewing purposes.
The screen is bright, but I feel like it could be a lot brighter. But I think that's attributed to the fact that the front panel is tinted.
Yeah.
If it wasn't tinted and it was perfectly clear, the screen would be crazy bright. I have a feeling. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with you, though. The screen could stand to be a little brighter.
Just a little bit brighter.
If you're, like, vaping this during the day and it's bright outside,
you can't see the screen.
It's hard to see. It's really hard to see the screen. Everything on here reads pretty accurate. There's not a lot. This is such a unique screen that there's not a lot of vape bloatware or anything. You have all the information you need, and it's just so fucking cool.
I liked how they did the timer. It's like a little RPM gauge that revs up and then drops back to 0. It's not this big thing that, you know, stays like 5 seconds till you take another puff.
Yeah, the bottom's kind of like a tachometer with your timer, and then the top's kind of like a speedometer with how many watts you're going to.
Which is super, super cool. I can see that wouldn't appeal to everybody, but that is super, super cool. That's pretty much it for the cons, as far as I'm concerned. Fit and finish are phenomenal, except for the battery door. I love the fire button. It's kind of small, but man, you know right where it's at.
Yeah, it's not hard to find.
The way it kind of kicks out a little bit at the bottom, it doesn't matter where you push it, it fires fine. There's a little bit of that same kind of texture on from the back. Yeah,
thing.
I love. Thank you guys. I love mods that have a menu button. There's not like, well, you know, hit 4 times here and then 2 times here and then scratch your head and pat your arms and
your balls
to get into the menu.
Yeah.
You hold down that menu, right?
Tickling your balls, patting your head.
Right.
Try it. It's not easy.
Yeah, you just hold that down. You go right into your menu. You use the up and down buttons to scroll, the fire button to select. That's easy. I like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot in the menu, but it's very, very easy to navigate. I like that.
I like this is a thicker mod. I would
It's got some girth, yeah.
I would definitely say any size RDA you want to throw on top of this thing is going to probably take it fairly well.
I would say up to
having
maybe 26, 27 millimeters.
27 would
Now,
probably...
the edges are rounded, so even when you know, it's not going to overhang, but it's going to look kind of funny. But
Yeah,
other than that...
But like I said, these are 24s, and they're sitting on there beautifully.
Yeah.
Like I said, guys, the paint is really nice. I'd almost... They have some really cool, unique paint schemes on these. The blue... It could stand to probably be a little bit more vibrant. This is a very dull blue, but I dig the color when you see it up close.
I love the red. The green I haven't seen in person, but looks pretty cool.
Right.
They just released a couple new colors that look really sweet, like a black one. And
I'm glad you brought that up. One thing that's really cool about this, because this is not the most expensive mod in the world, but this I've seen it go for anywhere between $65 to
$80.
$80.
Yeah.
So there is some money involved with this mod. However, one of the issues that we always have, well, Ryan more so than me, he gets bored very easily.
I get bored.
You know, he plays with a toy,
easy.
and then all of a sudden he's like bored with it.
If I had the money,
You know?
I'm the guy that would upgrade my phone every year because I just get bored with technology.
Right, but who has $1,000 for
Right.
an iPhone?
The great
X?
thing that they're doing is they're actually releasing firmware updates.
Right.
So many companies advertise the mod as firmware upgradable, but then they never release an upgrade, and they come out with 18 new mods 2 months later.
We're still waiting on that battery savings update from
For the SMOAN, yeah, that's I'm giving up on it. But this is one of the few companies I've seen that the mod's only been out for 3 or 4 months, maybe 6 months at the most, but there's already been like 3 updates. That's awesome.
And they're getting ready to bring out a shit ton.
They've got so many cool
new dashboards, and that's cool because you can download that, put that on here. I mean, yeah, and granted the shape doesn't change, but it's kind of like you got a new mod.
Right,
You know? It changes it.
So it's
that's kinda
not
cool.
the cheapest mod, but they're actually supporting it to where it's not going to go out of date or whatever in a month and a half.
Right.
So that's super cool.
If you get bored with this screen, well, do the firmware update and you
Exactly.
I am very curious to see, and I'm sure they will, but I'm very curious to see when you get all these extra screens. I'm curious to see if you're going to be able to move them. Like, oh, I want dash 2 instead of dash 5 today. And you don't have to go and like I hope we haven't got the new update yet, so we can't say.
You can do that now. There's on the firmware that's out now. There's 5 dashboard designs. They're all just kind of simple variations of the main dashboard, though.
Right.
The ones that they've been teasing online are completely different.
They're
so yeah, I'm with you.
in-depth.
I can't wait for those to come out. Some of them look super cool.
Excited.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, like I said, fit and finish is good. Quality is good.
Yep.
Battery life is acceptable.
It's powerful. It hits hard.
Yep, it hits good. I mean, guys, this is a solid mod, so I guess we go right into it. Beard approved?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
All day long, twice on Sunday.
Yes.
Would I buy it again? Because, again, we did buy these. Absolutely. I want the Nitro so bad because I just think the shape is super cool. But now that I've had this and I've tested the chip out I've had mine for probably 6 weeks. I love it. I love it. I can't wait to get my hands on the Nitro.
Right. It'd be nice if we could get it sent to us, because they are pricier mods. So.
Right.
But as soon as we can get our hands on one, we'll definitely do a review on it. But like I said, guys, beard approved.
Beard approved all day long.
Absolutely beard approved.
Recommend it. Highly comes recommended.
Yeah, it's just...
Especially for the guys that have kind of bigger-ish hands. You don't mind a little bit of girth to your mod. It's great. It's so comfortable. I can't get over how comfortable this thing is in the hand.
It really is.
I'm with you. It's kind of wobbly when you sit it down, but if you're careful, you'll be all right.
Yeah,
but
it's just like if you're sitting on a table and you bump the table, there's a good chance it's going to topple.
It's going to topple, yeah.
But,
solid 8.5 out of 10 stars for me. I love this thing. I do.
give this a solid 8 out of 10 on it. Like I said, guys, it's going to be beard approved. There's not much to bitch about. There's
not much to bitch
little
about.
itty bitty things that we're not crazy about.
Couple little things, but nothing's perfect.
Nothing's perfect, and we prove that every show. So, all right, guys. So obviously, beard approved. Check us out on all the social media. You can Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. All of it's at InBetween2Beards.
Yep.
And if you want to drop us a line or contact us professionally or whatever, our email is inbetween2beards@gmail.com. And I figure until next video, guys.
Vape on.
Vape on.
Preferably with the Rev GTS.